Good morning. I am out at the nature park enjoying the sounds of nature. I've heard birds and a frog and the rustling of the leaves in the trees as the gentle wind comes through. Sometimes just being out in nature for a little while helps me center and remember that God is a big God and He's bigger than anything that I'm facing. When I feel overwhelmed, He's the person who's still in control, even if I feel like everything's really out of control. It reminds me of a man named Job. If you've not read the book of Job, I encourage you to. But a lot of stuff happened to him. He went through a lot of struggles. And he did have a point where he was having a pity party, to which God took time in chapters 38 and 39 to remind Job of who God is and who Job is. And it just is a reminder that we serve a big God. So I want to read to you parts of Job 38 and 39 this morning. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you know. Who measured it? I am sure you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? What was it built on? Who laid its most important stone? When it happened, the morning stars sang together. All the angels shouted with joy. Who created the ocean? Who caused it to be born? I put clouds over it as if they were its clothes, and I wrapped it in thick darkness. I set limits for it. I put its doors and metal bars in place. I said to the waves, you can only come this far. You can't come any farther. Here is where you proud waves have to stop. Job, have you ever commanded the morning to come? Have you ever shown the sun where to rise? Have you traveled to the springs at the bottom of the ocean? Have you walked in its deepest parts? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Do you understand how big the earth is? Tell me if you know all these things. Where does light come from and where does darkness live? Have you entered the places where the snow is kept? Have you seen the storerooms for the hail? I store up snow and hail for times of trouble. I keep them for days of war and battle. Where does lightning come from? Where do the east winds live that blow across the earth? Who tells the rain where it should fall? Who makes paths for the thunderstorms? Does the rain have a father? Who is the father of the drops of dew? Does the ice have a mother? Who is the mother of the frost from the heavens? Can you bring out all the stars in their seasons? Can you lead out the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper? Do you know the laws that govern the heavens? Can you rule over the earth the way I do? Can you give orders to the clouds? Can you make them pour rain down on you? Do you send the lightning bolts on their way? Do they report to you? Here we are. Who is wise enough to count the clouds? Who can tip over the water jars of the heavens? I tip them over when the ground becomes hard. I do it when the dirt sticks together. Do you hunt for food for mother lions? Do you satisfy the hunger of their cubs? Who provides food for ravens when their babies cry out to me? They wander around because they do not have anything to eat. Job, do you know when mountain goats have their babies? Do you watch when female deer give birth? The wings of ostriches flap with joy, but they don't compare with the wings and feathers of storks. Job, do you give horses their strength? Do you put flowing manes on their necks? Job, are you wise enough to teach hawks where to fly? They spread their wings and fly toward the south. Do you command eagles to fly so high they build their nests as high as they can? And in chapter 40, Job's response to this is, I am unworthy. I'm going to put my hand over my mouth. It gives you perspective that while your problems and your circumstances are big to you, and that's not to belittle them, they are nothing compared to the God who created all, to the Most High God. So spending some time in His creation reminds me that the heavens declare the glory of God, as Psalm 19 says. The skies show that His hands created them. Day after day they speak about them. Night after night they make it known. But they don't speak or use words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into the whole earth. Their words go out from one end of the world to the other. There was a song when I was a kid that we would sing that was, "This is my Father's world." And the first two verses talked about the world that God had created. But the last verse is such a good reminder for us. It says, This is my Father's world. Oh, let me ne'er forget that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. Why should my heart be sad? The Lord is King, let the heavens ring. God reigns, let earth be glad. I wanted to do this video out here today because next Friday, October 15th, we kick off Genesis Weekend with a prayer walk out here at the Nature Park. On Saturday, we're going to have a scavenger hunt at the zoo. Both of those events are open to anyone in the church, any age, to come to. And you can come by yourself, you can come with your family. It is totally open. We are asking you to register just so we know that we're to expect you. And then Matt Miles will be here for the weekend, and he will be speaking in Kids and Student Ministry on Sunday, the 17th. So I hope you'll check that out at the Hub, along with our men's chili cook-off and trunk or treat, and how you can be involved in serving for that. And the last thing I wanted to remind you of is that on October 24th at 9 a.m., we are relaunching nursery and preschool for kids ministry. And then at 10:30, we'll have full programming for birth through 5th grade. We're excited to be able to start getting back to the way things were before the COVID shutdown. And so this is our first step, having nursery and preschool available at 9 o'clock on October 24th. You are loved. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Sunday.